What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we answer questions from you that you ask
the intro
at the end of the episode. But first, we're going to give you our favorite news items that have happened in the past week, or sometimes in Caitlyn's experience 7 years ago. So
it was one time.
With that being said, since I never introduced the hosts and I never mess up the opening, Corey goes first.
I'm having a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Congrats.
That's my news.
I like the delivery. I'm having a baby.
I didn't think I was going to go. I forgot what my news was for a second. I was like, I didn't put down any. Oh, my God. Yeah. Due date's my birthday, so we'll have to fight it. I'll have to fight it.
You'll have to fight your newborn baby?
Yep. On my birthday.
Odds aren't looking good, man.
For the right to have that birthday.
Okay. Is there any, deets?
Baby girl.
Baby girl?
I'm going to be a girl dad. Pretty excited.
Girl dad.
Cora.
Gonna have a little nursery, and instead of one of those mobiles, we're just gonna have a flat screen with Lord of the Rings playing 24/7.
And they're gonna have just
gotta get them young.
That tracks.
Gotta get them young. Gotta get that Clockwork Orange. So you're talking about Tom, the Clockwork Orange,
oh my!
Must condition child.
No, blue light right out the gate. Nice.
But no, I'm pretty stoked. It's very exciting, very mysterious in a way. Like all this, I'm not doing much. Dana's doing a lot of the literally heavy lifting.
Yeah, that
here,
makes sense.
Even though she shouldn't be heavy lifting.
Literal heavy lifting.
But it's very exciting. So, we got to get the room ready and stuff like that. A few more months of freedom left. So let's do this.
Because we had freedom in the post-pandemic.
Yeah, right.
We're going to save this clip right now and when your daughter is old enough.
Oh, no. I already know what I'm doing. So when we got the ultrasound, there was this one where you could see its skull, and it looks like a little demon crow baby.
Okay, yeah.
So your favorite?
You're going to get a tattoo to your shoulder?
No, I'm going to blow it up to about yay big.
Okay.
Yay big is about
23 by whatever.
32.
And I'm going to gift it to her on her graduation day, and that's going to be one of my gifts to their graduation. Like, this is where you came from, little demon spawn, little 16 by 23.
Wow.
Nice.
Glossy print of this ultrasound of them looking like. I'll post it to the socials. It's my favorite picture. It's my favorite picture.
I hate to be...
Actually, I think I have it on my social media, but go ahead. What were you going to say,
I hate
Tom?
to be a stupid influencer boy.
But you're going to
you
be.
have a bunch of opportunities to do the fun, first day at school, last day of school, first day of college, all the things. And then also the one picture a day thing, you could see growth. So
I'm holding it up in this photo here. Little demon spawn picture. You could zoom in on it.
I see that demon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Straight out of Diablo.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a demon skull.
I'll post that to the socials.
The Punisher school is now canceled. This is the new.
This is the new. Yeah. You know what? We'll make a Punisher shirt, and this will be the thing. So check out our socials if you listen to this later on. Otherwise, right after we go stop the live stream, I'll post it up there.
Is there idea of name yet?
Yes,
but not revealed to the public. Yet.
For multiple reasons.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's next?
All right.
I'll go next.
Yes.
Because Tom looked straight at me.
I did.
So
my
I missed
goodness.
last week, so I get to talk about my news from last week.
Oh.
And I'm going to fix the camera.
Do it.
Okay, bye.
So one of my favorite games over the past couple of years was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes, it
And
was.
the sequel, Horizon Forbidden West, gets a February 2022 release day. And the aftermath.
That's the same release date as my baby.
Which one are you most excited about, John?
Choose carefully. The aftermath since that,
It's called
that
After
announcement,
Birth.
After Birth, they changed the name of it. It's crazy. But the aftermath is that after the announcement, they said it would not be providing a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5.
Ooh, bummer.
Although they said that last year that it would be one of the games that did, they have, of course, backpedaled
Gone
because
back
the
on that
internet
promise.
went, what? You can't do that. So I'm excited. I know that some of our listeners are excited about that as well. Also, Cobra Kai got
Who watches it? I'm kidding. A lot of people watch it.
My
I do. Got season 5 announced,
Woo!
and season 4 doesn't come out until December. So
Damn.
that's pretty exciting.
That's for everyone that's not familiar. TV world, everyone wants to get to 5.
Yeah.
5 seasons is the syndication. Is the okay? Cool. We made it to this many.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think that
Wow.
isn't the stereotypical goal, and they make fun of it in Community, 6 seasons in a movie.
Probably.
Wow.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah. So I dig the show. I watched it on a whim.
Also,
with-
the fact that it's on Netflix
Yeah.
is a big deal because they don't like to.
And
go
it wasn't
after-
originally. It was on
Yeah,
YouTube,
YouTube
and
Red.
then a bigger studio
Yeah.
took it over.
The
Drunk History was canceled.
The
Well-
executive producers of that show, I think I've talked about this multiple times, are the ones that were the executive producers of the first movie I ever worked on.
Oh wow.
Wow. What were you gonna say?
I was going to move on to my next news. But
Oh, okay, great.
Unless you had something. Okay, but this week news, I was very excited about this because back in 1991, I had my first drive-in experience, and I saw the Rocketeer and the Addams Family.
Oh.
Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Why haven't we talked about this movie?
Now,
Anyway, continue.
this week it was announced that Disney is developing a sequel with
To the Rocketeer?
to the
Yeah.
Rocketeer
Woo!
and
Oilowo.
Woo!
Oilowo.
That's how I'm going to say it.
David Oilowo and his wife are going to be producing under their Yoruba Saxon banner, which is their company, with the potential of David starring in it.
If you don't know who David is, go watch Selma. He plays
Mhm.
MLK.
Yes.
Okay.
And my little add-on is that Ed Rickort, who is the writer of the film, who best known writing Now You See Me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He was our guest speaker in the writing lab this week that I just
Oh,
took part
wow.
of, and he had really cool, interesting, fun things to say.
Yeah.
And number one, a few things was that a lot of no's came from this first.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
just
it
think about
was.
that.
I read that it was at one point thought of as a series. Like they even announced that there was going to be a Rocketeer series like 5 years ago, and it eventually disappeared into the void. And people think that it was just rolled into this. But as of right now, the story will follow a retired Tuskegee airman.
Becoming a
So
Rocketeer.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's really.
I'm
really
excited.
good.
I think it'll
Really
be
good.
fun.
Shout out. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, and that is my news. Next.
Caitlin?
I think we're going around the table today. So yeah.
Yes, we are.
I think it was yesterday, day before.
It's
don't know.
a day.
A
someday.
day and a time announced by Funimation is that Kageki Shojo is getting a dub. And I got to finally say I'm a production assistant on it, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, PAs.
I'm a PA on Kageki
What
Shojo.
is the show about?
The show. Oh, shall we do a brief synopsis?
Whatever you want. This is your news. I was just asking questions so our listeners could
I'm
probably
gonna
get more
cut to me
invested.
to movie magic. What? How?
Movie magic.
So how do we even? What's Caitlin? If I had to ask you for like a short synopsis of this show that you were to give me,
Okay.
then what would you say that would be?
I would say, after being forced to graduate from JPX 48 following a controversial incident with a male fan, Ai Narata swears to never interact with another man ever again. Using her talents and strong desire to get away from men, Ai auditions for the exclusive all-female Coca School of Musical and Theatrical Arts. The school is renowned for producing the best actresses that go on to perform in the famous all-female Coca theater troupe. Coming from the idol industry, Ai is a perfect candidate for the school's 100th generation class, but her aloof demeanor alienates her from classmates, and she basically has a foil to her come in as well, Sarasa Watanabe, who's played by Siv Ryan, who's doing such a good job. Oh my goodness. And they're trying to become the Otoko Yaku and Otoko Musume, who are it's all female cast. So they're wanting to be the top stars of this
Got
troupe.
it. Yeah.
So the show is about them trying to navigate girl world and become actresses.
Shoujo.
That was great that you had that brief synopsis just ready to go.
I did.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Movie
Crazy how that
magic.
works. Very excited. It's a very great show. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You've won a free iPod Nano.
Cool. I didn't know about that.
Remember that?
You want?
Yeah.
We have a. Do you want a baby? As a gift?
No.
Would you like a bun that's in the oven?
I don't actually,
oven.
but
You just
thank
want a bun?
you.
Yeah, no problem. I try.
If it's gluten free, then yeah.
I think she is. Yeah.
So mine, I'll round it out. The last bit of news is going to be about the show. The update show is going to be moving to Mondays.
That's right. Mondays,
Yes.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
Monday.
I bring this up because I am the most qualified person to talk about how I screamed and berated everyone in this room so that this can happen. And everyone was like, Tom, we don't like you. Why are you screaming at us? But no, it was more of like a necessity out of all of us to find a little bit more time to.
It's like, didn't I yell at everyone about this?
No.
Not really.
No. He said that he lost his mind. He killed a couple people.
Yeah.
He brought himself together.
Oh, and then my response was, "What about Mondays?"
Yeah.
So that will be. We tested it out. We're gonna be doing remote recordings, and that also might give us some room to be able to record some cool new videos that way too. We still want to make sure we try to meet up in the studio for our other topical episodes. But for all the viewers, watchers on the stream, listeners, your programming shouldn't change in terms of the information and what you're getting, but just how you're going to get it. So on Monday nights, so Corey's stream days will be different.
Yes.
He might move to Wednesdays. We'll still figure that out. We won't make any promises that we can't deliver on. But yeah, so Mondays, probably around 7.
I think 7 p.m. I think we said 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to make sure, because you have work and then have to set up and eat. We want you to eat food also.
That would be good.
We don't want you to. The whole goal of this is to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves,
living lives.
We're also switching some schedules around in the studio to hopefully alleviate some of that as well. And moving the live show allows us to manage our Sundays in a way that is.
Let me lay it out for everybody, because the Nerd On Nation got a video a couple of weeks ago when we started talking about moving around our schedule. But
these things are changing.
Let me lay it out. Over the past 3 years, we've met almost every single weekend.
Yeah.
And there was never a time that, and if somebody needed to take a day off, everybody has specific jobs. And if somebody needed to take a day off, it was a whole scramble to figure out, okay, how do we fill that job? Blah, blah, blah. Long story. We were like, we need to shift some things, take care of ourselves.
In also a very selfish way. It's very hard for me to see my family that live in LA because they're like, are you free on Sunday? I'm like, for the love of God.
I don't think that's selfish. I don't think that's selfish at all.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's something, it's not selfish in the sense I'm only thinking about myself, but it is something for me. Purely in that sense.
But it would allow you
It helps everyone.
It does. In the long run, it helps the show in the long run, longevity-wise, of how long we can do this and how long we can keep on this. We haven't missed... The only episode we've ever missed was the one update
a few months ago
because
4th of July,
we kind of hit a break point where Tom needed to go home. We all kind of were like, we all
got vaccinated. We all wanted to go see our parents. We haven't seen them in such a long time.
So, so this should allow us to even take some Sundays off here and there.
Yeah.
And the same thing. My wife only has Saturday, Sunday off, so I only get to spend one day with her a week. Really.
Yeah.
The pandemic was nice because we got to spend time together, but that's coming to an end, and she's going back into her studio where she works during the day. And so really I got Saturdays. And I
haven't been able to take classes, like acting classes on the weekends.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And
it's
same.
So we're trying to figure it out.
Well, I think we did. We figured it out when we walked away from this like scheduling meeting.
Right. I just mean this. Whoa. We're gonna try. Obviously, we still need to see how this goes. We haven't done it yet.
We're gonna
trying still.
Yeah, we're gonna try to record like several episodes in a day so that we don't have to come back for like 3 or 4 weeks.
And if I can segue into this a little bit, because we haven't talked about this publicly,
fully publicly,
that Caitlyn is taking a step back for these same exact reasons.
Yeah.
Is that she needs to focus on career and work-life balance, as you all know. Did I say that right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
But if we try this, it's not a permanent thing. We're going to touch base in a little bit, see where everyone's at. If she can come in on episodes, if she can stream, she's still going to do those things. So she's very much still a founding member and a member of Nerd On as a whole.
I ain't going nowhere.
But if this schedule works out where we are only meeting once a month, it's very possible that if we get this down to a T, we can get Caitlyn back on the show as a regular. And, one Sunday a month, we all come in, we record four episodes or something like that, and we're set for the month.
That makes sense. We had Gabe Kunda on the show recently, and if you guys checked out that episode, I talk about a lot about his vlogs. His kind of lifestyle, I don't know the behind the curtain and all that stuff, behind the closed doors, but I would love to do that. I'm seeing people in the chat talking about like, just do a vacation, and then some people are saying like, oh, have a camera on, record that. That'd be a really cool thing just to have you guys lounge around. I was like, I would love to kind of have the freedom to do that at now with the
the way we're doing it now.
2.0 version didn't really allow for that.
Yes.
So yeah.
And I do see some people in the chat here being like, take a vacation if you need it. And of course, if we really felt like we were at a breaking point, we would do it. But the truth is, we love doing this. We like staying with our consistent schedule. It helps us stay organized in that sense.
Also stay connected with you guys.
But the truth is, for me at least, it's not so much that I want a vacation. It's that I miss working on things like storyboard and PAs, and I need that kind of vacation where it was more like
a creative
vacation. We all agreed like we're not getting to do anything else we love beyond Nerd On, which is again not a bad thing because Nerd On's fucking amazing. Yeah. But it just came to this point where like I would like to make an season 2 of PAs, or I would like to make a dumb sketch if I had the time, and
I haven't been able to like write and direct something that you guys have been able to see since we've started.
Yeah.
So that's a crime and travesty.
Yeah.
All this to say, we will be shifting check us out Mondays at 8 p.m. I'll be shifting my streams, I believe, to Wednesday night. So we'll still all be on the Twitches.
For those listening, the episodes will come out on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays.
And the Nerd On Nation will get early access on Tuesday.
Yes.
Still. So nothing is going away. It's all just kind of shifting a day. And again, with Caitlyn taking a step back, if we can really nail this kind of schedule down during her time off, then hopefully we can work it out where we're all back on the episodes pretty regularly.
And it goes without saying, thank you everyone for being so positive about it.
Thank you.
And I know if there's any reason why people might not like any changes and all that stuff, of course change is difficult and change is a little uncomfortable, but obviously it's a growth, right? You gotta outgrow your shell you're in, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. It's going to be a journey for all of us, but we're all going to grow from it, and we're all going to have stretch marks at the end of the day to laugh about. So with that, we'll go to the next part, and Josh does it very well. Go ahead and explain, please.
The next part of the show is in which we answer questions from you, the people. And you can submit those questions in a number of different ways, but you can go to nerdon.tv/questions, and it has all of the ways in which you can submit your questions. You can also join us on Sundays at for at least a week. You can join us on Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then after that, Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can join us on
Monday
our Twitch
Night
chat.
News.
And we take some pre-submitted questions, and we take some questions directly from the chat. If you are a member of the Nerd On Nation, you do get what we call Nerd On Nudge. You can ask questions like
what?
B-Rad asks, Caitlyn's missing hair and Corey's missing beard are teaming up to solve crimes. What's their first case? And what is the name of this iconic duo?
I already got it.
You already got it?
I already got it.
What?
They're missing. They're on the search looking for Tom's virginity.
Oh.
His butt virginity. Because he lost it.
Yeah. What's their name?
The name is Pooty Hole.
That's their cop name?
Oh, I thought that was the name of like the story of the movie.
No, I think isn't it
the name of the duo?
If I'm mistaken, isn't it the name of the duo? Like
Regal Weapon? Sorry. Corey.
Yeah, all right.
Is the most Corey has given me the eyes of like, I don't know if I want to kill you or if I want to kiss you.
The real Book of Eli moment. I think he meant kill him. He's in shock.
What if they were the Crowning Glories?
The Crowning Glories?
On the crown?
Crowns?
Yeah.
Because it's on the head, on the face? Yeah, I dig that.
I like it.
I dig that.
That may be influenced by something.
What are they looking for?
They're looking for has to do something with makeovers, I feel like.
Pubic patrol.
Nope.
God,
not even gonna turn to look at him. Not even gonna turn to look.
Nope.
Nah.
The case of the missing blank.
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Case of the missing.
I need help. Come on, pun master.
I know.
Where's the hair joke?
All I can think of is who you gonna follow call. Because like hair follicles.
That's the catchphrase.
Yeah.
But what would our cases be around?
They're looking for the missing manscaped utensil.
There it is.
The manscaper is the killer.
We're
They've
trying,
manscaped.
We're trying to catch a couple flyaways.
Hey, there it is.
Manscaped from Alcatraz.
We're a cut above the rest.
And here they come. Like a fountain.
There it is.
It's been enough time now. There's like 7. Faucet is turned.
It just I had to get to that. I couldn't think of what we were looking for.
There it is.
But now we've done it. They do it with style.
The man's caper.
Get it? Because you style your hair.
Nope, you don't have to explain it.
Okay, anyway.
Nope.
What's the next one?
The Scape Screw Skater.
I'm so sorry.
Next question
Yep.
comes from Dougler. What is your favorite tea and favorite thing to add to it?
Caitlyn starts us off on this one.
I have to choose?
Yes,
okay.
you do.
So what I've been drinking, what my current favorite is.
You drink more tea than us, like by a hair.
Okay.
She does it right to her veins. So
Yeah, but I'm still in these hair puns, so.
That's
Got it.
okay. I see what you did.
Got it. I see.
There with the hair.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Currently, I am drinking a specific blend of tea, LaGrange Earl Grey.
Ooh.
My friend Tony LaGrange has been sending me this mix of tea. So every day I make a cup of LaGrange Grey, and I think of my friend Tony. So shout out to Tony.
Is that caffeinated?
It is, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
For the hair thing, why didn't you guys just do Dirty Harry's?
Yeah.
Damn.
We're working on it.
Sorry.
It's easy.
Damn, Tom. All right.
Hindsight's 20/20, Tom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I had to mull it over.
And
for me, it's matcha all day. I love
Matcha's really
matcha. I'll do hot matcha in the morning if I'm trying to cut back on my coffee a little bit, or I like to make matcha lattes in the middle of the day, iced or hot. Actually, I do this one that I called Corey's Cup of Love, which is
oh my god,
it's matcha. So I make it in a frother. Is how I mix it. It's so you make a little hot matcha, and then instead of just milk, you do milk, a little heavy cream, and a little bit of like a teaspoon of hazelnut natural creamer, and you froth that up and add it to your matcha latte, and it is just like it's heaven. It is like when I'm feeling down and I need a little thing that makes me go, the world's gonna be all right. That's it.
the kids are all right.
Yeah.
Josh, you or me?
I'll go. Yerba mate.
Okay.
I don't add anything to it. I just like it a lot.
Nice.
Matcha latte?
Herba.
No.
Oh,
Yerba.
sorry.
Yerba mate.
I heard
Who was listening?
Anyway, the
Fences, which you guys will all understand in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah, or if you're on the Nerd Nation sooner.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
I was gonna say was, I talked about this before. I love cold drinks,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I want a drink so cold that my body freaks out because it has to warm it up in my body. But this tea I'm gonna pick is a hot drink, and I was thinking about, I was like, what is my favorite tea? And this is a tea that I would drink a lot, and it got introduced to me when I got sick one time in college. I never get sick. And so it was introduced to me by a friend, and you pick it up at the Asian market. Citron tea.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love citron
so
tea.
good.
It is like this jar of like just like jammed up citrus, and then you just scoop it,
Honey and lemon.
and then you put it in your cup, and you just put some hot water in that baby, and then you drink it, and then it's all good.
Citron's
Nice.
probably the best citrus that is.
And it's not, and it's as Caitlyn was introduced or maybe knew of before this episode. The Asian compliment, not too sweet. It's very good. I would highly recommend it for everyone if you ever like are feeling under the weather. Citron tea is a really good way to go.
Dope.
Nice.
And next question.
Next question comes from Abby. If you guys could pick any craft to be instantly good at to a professional level, which one would you pick?
Forging. I want to forge swords so bad. That's what I wanted my life path to be. Forging Fords.
Forging
Fords.
Forging in the fjords.
I see your Ford is as big as mine.
Yeah, I really wanted to make weapons when I was a kid.
Or like axes.
Everything.
Okay.
Axes, daggers,
Sickles.
all
So
of it.
no splitting hairs. Just
Jesus. We're gonna get a nice fade to the next part.
Yeah. I wanted to be like a blacksmith, basically. I was actually helping
You
build
did
a
a bit,
forge.
yeah.
I did. Yeah. I did some
you did
forging.
some jewelry.
I did jewelry.
right?
I did some of the
like a finger thing and
I did a bunch of stuff. There was like
Yeah.
a whole neck thing. I still have that with me, and I did chain link. I could have done chainmail, but it takes forever to solder all of those rings, and I soldered all of them.
It does take a long time. I
gotta
watched the
have it.
behind the scenes documentary of like Lord of the Rings where they did make some real ones and the rest were like the woven
just
stuff.
yeah.
But they were like, yeah, it took forever, and there was only 2 people making them.
And they're also, I don't think they're soldering all those. I think they were, but even then, cutting all those rings.
They did a few that they were, and then they found a better way to do it quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there was only 2 people.
Yeah.
And they were like, we can't do. There's
and
2
you had
of
to
us.
do miles.
If you don't solder it, do
they
just snap it together? Just bend it together?
Well, no. So you would still have to file the ends because when you clip it, it comes to a little like an angled thing. I'm doing this wrong. Whoop.
For the audio listeners, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the less than.
Okay.
And so you have to file that to a flat point, and that way when you bend it together, they meet perfectly, and that way they won't get caught as easily.
Okay.
Soldering it together, you have to make sure both ends are clean. You have to heat it to a certain degree.
It's doing the work.
But it's for every single link, so it's much easier to just snip, file, bend, snip, file, bend, snip, file, bend. So. Or just not, and that's why it catches on everything.
My brain that's done Gundam model builds, it's kind of like when you file and smoothen out each piece off a runner thing, but then also you apply like a polish. You can kind of melt down the seams, and then also apply acrylics onto it. So it's the extra mile to make it actually more functional.
Yeah.
Functional.
Functionable.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Tom?
Me?
We're already on your camera, so
okay. A craft that could be really, really good at. Honestly, it's probably I would want to be really good. I'd want to be an all-around better like electronic handyman. I will say
I respect that.
In a way where it's like if you're like in a union job for Hollywood movies and stuff like that, like the camera operators, like so there's a director of photography who's not sometimes a cinematographer, sometimes the cinematographer is both director of photography and the camera operator.
You're talking so
What
fast.
Did you just say?
Everything went so fast.
You merged
understand.
all your words together. Like the director of photography and director of photography.
So the director of so typically in the camera department, there's a director of photography, and then typically if there's a cinematographer, they can be the director of photography and the camera operator.
Okay.
But typically every camera team should have one camera op and a second camera op, and then also a first AC, which is a first assistant camera, and then a second assistant camera.
Okay.
And so the assistant camera people are the ones who actually assemble the camera together. So like here's the body, here's the frame, here's the backup battery, here's the lens, here's the matte box, here's the ND filter, here are the barn doors, here's the mic, here's the antenna to feed out to the other monitors. But if something goes wrong and you're on location, those camera operators and assistant camera people have to fix that camera.
Oh.
And if you know anything about lenses, those are glass elements. And if they can't be touching or else they'll scratch each other.
Yeah.
So knowing that stuff to me is like absolute magic. And I'm like, that's some shit.
Yeah.
That's like, if I could just do that stuff better, I'm like, I'd feel really cool. Like, and then also, certain electronics kind of have lessons that lean over to other things. So like knowing how cameras works, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I would learn how like more machinery would work.
I was just going to relate it from a personal standpoint. Like having the tech background that I do, software and hardware has helped me as an audio engineer in the studios to be like, oh, this isn't working. I know how to troubleshoot that. So it's like
layers.
Yeah, layers. For me, I think, and I don't know what the maybe as a craftsman, like somebody who builds houses, like what would that be?
A Bob?
Like, are you talking about
builder?
I know exactly what you're trying to find.
I almost said
can't
constructionist.
Yeah, I want to be a constructionist.
No, there's a word for it. Not a carpenter.
Right?
No, it's a guy who has a permit to do this shit, and that you have to hire them to do your housework. Contractor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did it.
Contractor.
Contractor. That's the word.
There's roofers.
My grandpa was an architect.
Yeah.
But that's not what you mean. You mean physically doing it. Because he would design. He was a civil engineer, technically. But.
Yeah. I actually almost went to school for architecture. No, I just like there's some things like I'm pretty good at building things.
Yes.
You are. He did a catio I'm very jealous of.
It's
pretty cool.
He's going to come build a cat door in my garage when the couch is taken out.
I built all these sound
I was going to say, Josh helped build most of this stuff. Yeah. No, all of, if not all of it.
I like building things. I'm good at it, but that level of stuff, like laying foundation, building a structure, like we're planning a remodel right now.
It's exciting, right?
It's exciting, but it's like sometimes I'm like,
Jesus.
I stopped him. I'm so sorry. Get out.
Corey,
I love you.
Corey, you're being such a rat.
I love you.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
So yeah, I would love to be able to like. I'm also like a do-it-yourself kind of guy. I'm like, why?
What?
Why?
No.
Josh's
Oh.
favorite phrase is "Why wait when I can do it now?"
Yeah. That's very
Even when
true.
there's reasons you should wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could do it now.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
But it's like the scenic design and going to college for theater.
Very
like,
suave.
yeah, you have to build it. Oh, you son of a.
Oh, he started it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I know how to build things, but I want to know how to like get deep and like build a house.
And then,
Yeah.
if you find a better way to make it, then you could probably do a Pantene Pro V.
No. Stretch.
hey Corey, what about what's your answer
Oh,
to
well,
this?
what I was going to say to add to that though is like you would be pretty surprised at seeing what could be built on a soundstage. Like, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably build the houses that they build on the soundstages.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Well, that's
because
what I
they're
was
not
saying,
like
'cause
structural houses like
theater
you're talking
stuff.
about.
You used to do that.
I went to college for acting, but part of my acting programs, you had to take scenic design and
Did
scenic
you have
building.
to do like tech stuff also?
Yeah,
And
they were like, you guys are all on equal playing field.
You need to
should
know what
how
the
to do
fuck
everybody.
everyone's doing.
Yeah.
So I got to build scenic stuff, like large things, and so it was like
set pieces and stuff.
set pieces, yeah, scenic stuff.
Yeah.
Set
There's
pieces.
literally a company called Scenic Expressions.
Yeah, so it's like some of the things. It's just easy to just like boop,
Boop.
just build it up. Anyway, what's yours?
God. Something a
Beatboxing.
skill I could. Yeah. God.
Poof
it would
caca.
probably-
That's your first beatbox
To
sound?
be honest with you, would a technical skill? Is that what the question was?
Craft.
A
Craft.
craft. Show running's not really a craft, but I wish I was better at it.
Short running?
Show running.
Short.
I'm
show
absolutely
running.
fascinated
Wow.
with it. I really tried with PAs
I couldn't get
the
that out of
best
my
I
mouth.
could. But also being in it and writing and being the editor was tough. And I would love to work on that skill because I was forced to work on the other skills, which was like the more technical stuff.
Yeah.
But I would love to hone the skill of overseeing and helping things run smoothly in a series setting. I'm working on writing right now. I look up to Tom a lot for writing, but I'm trying to write a few things. I'm in an accountability class, which has been really great. And it's been put me in a really uncomfortable spot in a good way. Writing something I'm not comfortable. I'm really comfortable with comedy, especially like stuff like PAs. I'm very comfortable. I could write a PA script in a day. I'm very comfortable with making jokes, but writing something
Out of your comfort.
out of my comfort zone is very difficult for me, and I'm enjoying the challenge of it. But show running to me is just that kind of next step of it, where, Tom was really cool. He showed me this documentary about show running,
Mhm.
and it follows, I think, 4 or 5 different showrunners
Oh, wow.
through their series and interviews a bunch more. And it's really hard work, but it's all the stuff I really found that I loved during the production of PAs and stuff like that.
It's like keeping the pieces together,
keeping the pieces together and
looking
kind
at
of
the puzzle, and like
kind of having a touch on everything, but being able to trust those around you and be like, I trust you to do, this is what we need, kind of thing.
That's how I view my role here at Nerd
Yeah,
On, is like
yeah.
show running. It's just looking at I know that I was
the
very micromanagey when we first started.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Patronizing, pedantic.
All right.
yeah,
Just kidding.
yep,
Josh is like,
that's
"My
who I
feelings
am
are
as a person.
We're worth it too.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
you're seeing all the you're seeing out all the whole puzzle.
Yeah.
And just making
And
sure that-
delegating but yeah, anyway.
I mean,
I
just
really loved it.
just narrowing it out.
Yes.
Every artistic craft is a craft. So don't think
Yeah.
show running or writing or acting is less of a craft than
Right,
like the
right,
physical
right.
form of it.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, like, technical craft or just a craft? But that's my answer, show running.
All right.
Next
Nice.
question.
Is that all
That
the
is-
pre?
It's on to you, Tom.
All right, let's answer some questions from the chat. All of you in the chat, send them in. First question I got is from Nevorus or
Never us. Is
Never
what
us.
I've always said. but I'm
Neverus
probably
460. Oh, I have a question for question time. What are all of your favorite dog breeds?
wrong. Ooh.
Oh,
That's hard for
That's
me.
really hard.
So I was Googling them because I always like them.
I definitely have a top 3, but I don't think I have a favorite.
Then do the top
Oh.
3.
Rottweilers. I have a really soft spot for Rottweilers. I grew up with one named Lil Bear, who turned out to be like all muscle and like 170-pound dog. We called him Lil Bear.
Oh,
Little Bear.
And he was very sweet to my sister and I. And he did this thing where he would all throughout the night go back and forth under our windows. He slept outside because he didn't like to sleep inside. He freaked out. But he used to go back and forth all night underneath each of our windows and sleep there periodically to make sure we were okay. And then on the nights where it rained and he did have to sleep inside, we had that thing where we had a hallway and both of our rooms were at either end, and he would sleep directly in the middle. He loved his kids, and they're just big, doofy, strong dogs, and I love them. I love
Doofy's a good word.
Little Rottweiler puppies are so damn cute.
So cute, it's painful.
He had one litter. I believe one of them is still alive. He lived to be 15, which was pretty cool. Little Bear. He passed away defending dachshund puppies from a rattlesnake. He got bit, and then he just kind of fell asleep. No one was there, but he was a cool dog, and I just solidified Rottweilers for me. Another one is golden retrievers. Obviously, I grew up with. Tom knows this. One of my childhood dog that I was really really close with, Ellie Mae, who was my family's dog, but was my dog. She slept with me. I fed her. I walked her. We hung out. So I have it's an emotional spot for me to talk about golden retrievers. And then I love Australian Shepherd mixes, mutts.
Okay, yeah.
There's something when you mix that dog. I
had a lab Australian Shepherd mix.
They're very pretty dogs. But the one I've always wanted that has moved out of my top 3 since I learned how to care for that. The care for them I could never provide it. Is huskies.
Oh yeah.
A dream of mine was growing up was to have a husky, and then my mom was like, no, and I didn't get it. I was like, why? And then I was as I got older, and I got certified to train dogs and walk dogs when I was in New York, and so I had to learn about a bunch of different breeds, and I was like, oh, they need 4 hours of exercise a day. They need fields to run in. They shed like crazy.
They can't live in an apartment.
They can't live in an apartment. Yeah. They are so smart, and they will yell at you about how smart they are.
Yes, they will.
If I ever move to a ranch house, I will get one.
Oh,
but
I don't
until
doubt
then, I will pet every single one I see. There's one who lives 3 houses down from me, and I wave at it as I walk by.
That makes sense.
Josh?
So
that makes sense.
I mean, obviously, I love Chihuahua mixes. I have 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love them.
Luna. I'm thinking about Luna.
I am thinking about Luna. I love them all. No, Josh knows I love all 3 of these dogs, but Luna
is connected to Corey's soul.
Yeah. I mean,
she stole my soul.
Yeah.
That's
she's one of our emotes on Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch.
On Twitch.
On the Twitch.
Very nice.
But when I lived in Seattle, I rescued a Border Collie Aussie mix.
Aww.
And Border Collies are just...
That was your first... You talked about this one before, yeah.
Yeah. She was my first dog as an adult.
Right.
This dog is mine. It's not like mom and dad are going to take care of it. This one is mine. And she was so smart. And you take her to training classes and you teach her the thing and she'd be like, cool, what's next?
Yeah.
What are we going to do next?
And she'd never forget it.
No, she would never forget it. Raul and her were best friends. She kept him in check because they like to...
No fuzzy
memory. They need a job. There. No fuzzy memory there.
Josh is just moving through, steamrolling our puns.
But she needed a job, but they're just very smart dogs. They're very sweet dogs. They just want to be there for you. They need a job.
They want to work, yeah. Ellie Mae was the same way. She had her routines that if she didn't get to do, she'd be like, the fuck? I was supposed to... The kids come out before school and eat, and I lay on their feet. And I didn't get to do that today, and I don't know what to do now.
When Bonnie and I first started dating, she chewed out her pants. It was hilarious.
No.
Oh, it was funny.
No.
Caitlyn?
Okay. So I like a lot of dogs.
All right, we can't do...
3.
Yes. We can't do a crazy list.
I think Akitas are my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Evita.
Akitas. What?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's a rent thing.
Okay. Akita is my favorite. And
these are 5-minute
probably
questions each one.
Probably Rottweiler. I feel like my third is a pit bull.
Yeah.
I just love them.
I love pit bulls too.
But my
just buff
my
dudes.
fourth would be a Newfoundland.
Okay. Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're sweethearts.
Yeah.
What about Tom?
I never had a dog ever in my life, but I really like this cockapoo. They're so fluffy. And I really like cotton.
Did everybody stop just to imagine him walking around like?
That's exactly what happened in my mind.
Little cockapoo
with a penis poop.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like little fluffy dogs.
Because it's Tom. Anytime he says cock or poo, that's all I think of.
Yeah. And then I think the second runner-up would be a cotton du Tulier. It's just a fluffy dog.
It's the little teddy bear.
I just like fluffy dogs that like absolutely cannot overpower me.
Yeah.
Not good for burglars, but just like an actual animal that's subservient to me having to provide for it.
Yeah, fair.
You want a Pomeranian?
My sister had a Pomeranian, and like I wouldn't want to retread that road again. I'm like, I know what you
That's a tale for another time.
Yeah. So, next question.
Yes, I think 2 more.
Yeah.
Let's go with Okay, Mr. Bradley P. Now that you're back in the office, do you have any plans to try out some tabletop gaming streams? The Green Knight RPG looks like one heck of a time.
We have discussed the idea because freeing up Sundays, because basically what it looks like, based on what we were talking about earlier, is that we come in and we record a shit ton of episodes. And with the update moving to Mondays, we kind of have a little bit more freedom on those Sundays that we're here. And we've talked about the idea of like, what if we...
Well, because there's definitely some days where we're going to have like one episode in a meeting. And it looks like we have a few of those lined up.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Because that's
one thing that we've talked about
taxing
over the past year where we're like, man, we really miss, because pre-pandemic, that was a part of our thing. And it was something that we built where we were like, we got to come in, and God, I use that word lightly. It's more of like we really want to come in because it's such a rapport builder with us where it's like, come in and just play a game. That's how we started on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
We were streaming on Instagram Live,
and we had to restart it every hour.
Yeah, so
it's
definitely something that we have like, what if we started doing something like
got all those board games over there?
Yeah, we got a lot.
I've got another one coming.
Hi Leg.
Kickstarted. I think you have one too coming.
I have how aroused is it? Alpha.
How aroused is it if it's coming?
I think that would be a fun one for us to do. It's a lot. It's not. I wouldn't say it's easier than D&D, but it's a lot less work on the Dungeon Master's end.
So it's still a campaign.
It's still a campaign, but like I was prepping for this D&D campaign, and it is just way more than I have time to do, especially right now. But this One Ring one is a little more.
One Ring?
Yeah. Did you not hear that? The One Ring RPG.
Did not hear it.
I backed it on Kickstarter, and I'm getting everything in the mail. I already have the alpha pamphlet that we could try out. It's a lot more, from my understanding of what I've read so far, it'd be a lot easier for me to set up, and it's a lot more role playing than it really is like action fighty stuff. But I think it could be a lot of fun. And you get to be like elves.
When that was
halflings.
On Kickstarter and the Undead and Alive Zombicide.
Oh yeah, we like flipped a coin.
We were like, okay, who's gonna back what? And
you were like, why don't you do One Ring and I'll do this one? And I was like, all right, that makes sense.
So, and that I actually got the shipping confirmation, so it'll be here at some point.
Sweet.
Caitlyn?
Nice. What?
Did you answer?
What?
I don't know if this is a group.
No, she was all hairbrained about the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I lost all computational abilities within my brain.
Got a little stubbly.
Yeah.
So I'd be down. I'm really, I don't know. I miss the board games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel like they do take a really long time. And also it's kind of if there's an audience for it. If it's a stream that you want, then it's like, please show up.
Like, because we did a trailer reaction last week, and there's an audience there.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do those more.
Massive.
Like we gotta.
The time it takes to do things.
Again, we're trying to make sure we don't run ourselves into the ground here. So if there's an audience for us doing those tabletops, bring them, because we'll do them if there's an audience for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and that's the thing. We also know a bunch of other people who played these long form campaigns.
Oh yeah.
Like, we could probably bring them in, and so we could just have fun and play, and then like have people like Becca Scott and
Yeah.
Next question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last question.
Last question. Ooh, the coveted last question.
And if you didn't get yours answered this week, we are saving it. So tune in next week or
Always
Mondays.
save them.
Let's do the hot one. Zell Namor asks,
I knew he was gonna pick it.
what is the weirdest kink you never thought of as a kid?
I knew Tom was gonna pick that one too.
Absolutely.
Look, someone mentioned it. Caitlyn was like, "Ooh, that is a good question." I'm like, I guess I have to ask.
You did say that.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry that I provide.
No, it's okay.
I feel like Tom has to go first since he's normally the one that speaks out about these
weirdest
things.
kink you never thought of as a kink.
I I don't know if I have an answer to this because I'm pretty much
I've got several.
All right, that makes
I want to hear
sense.
what your example. I want to hear what your example is.
Are you laughing at me? It's true.
You're not
It's
wrong,
Is it
but
like
All right,
we
that
have a
makes sense.
kink or like we
No,
like this?
I don't think it's
No,
about
it's
us.
just
I think
a
it's
kink
just
that you thought was weird.
Oh,
I thought it was a kink.
what is the
the
weirdest
weirdest-
quink you never thought of as a
Kink.
kink?
Kink.
quink.
What is it weirdest kink?
Kink you never thought of as a kink.
Babbit.
Yeah.
You have
You
some.
just
You
thought it
said.
was kinda
Go
normal.
ahead.
Please. I have to.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of how to phrase this.
Is it having a map on your leggings and standing like Captain Morgan style?
No. I know
That's a
of a
good one.
person that wanted to be castrated. That was their kink.
No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was really weird to me, and I didn't really get it.
Don't yuck their yum.
I didn't get it.
Physical harm scares me.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Sadomasochism.
Yeah,
That's part of the
massively.
BDSM, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I did not expect to be a kink that I think is a little weird, but I'm not about to yuck a yum. So you know what? You do you.
Caitlyn learned from
This is
4
just
episodes
being
ago.
surprised that it was learning
Yes,
it was one.
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what we'll.
It's
That's
not-
and then
what
going.
we'll phrase it
does-
as.
That makes
It's
sense.
not for me, but okay.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. There's a lot of.
Uh,
Tom.
A weird kink that I would that I never thought of as a kink.
Right,
Um,
like tinfoil being rubbed on your body.
I don't know of them. I
Or
mean,
being-
like the weird stuff that I know that are kinks are like things I've seen in films, right?
Go on.
being tied to an oven, having tomatoes thrown at you, or
Oh well, there's that one where you're made into a burrito.
like the vacuum sealing.
No. Like
Oh,
food is put on you and you're wrapped in a giant
Oh,
tortilla, like a made
yeah.
into a burrito one.
or like the tabletop naked people with sushi on them, which is
Yeah,
the worst
that's a
because the
weird
fish
power
is gonna
move.
warm up.
Yeah,
It's
Warm
gross.
up or worm up?
warm?
Because those are two
Warm.
different things.
Warm.
maybe both depending on who it's
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
I mean, I think of one. I think of Yellow Bastard from Sin City. How he can't get it up unless a little girl screams. I'm like,
Ew,
that's
no, no, no,
terrifying.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm like, but that's his kink, right? And I'm like,
Easy
that's
ask,
not
how
okay.
big is a tortilla? Human sized.
Yeah, it's a human
It's a
sized
large tortilla.
Big tortilla.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I guess young Tom thought this was weird. Was that you watch someone else do it with your significant other being
Cuckolding.
cucked? Yeah,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
cucked. I find like as a young person, I was like, but why? Why would I want to see someone give the sweet lovin's to someone that I love? But I understand if y'all do it. I get it. That's all your thing. That's not my cup of tea. That was weird for me to understand. And then after
Okay,
that, because
okay.
like I mean, I've seen things get put in places, and I've seen people hit things and step on things, and I'm like, I get physical sensations. I get that, but I was like, I don't know. That's for me. I'm like, can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
I feel
for
like
me.
we're gonna have to.
That's not for me.
Our show is explicit for a reason, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a catch-all to make sure that when times like this happens, we're covered.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking A.
Fucking A. Yeah, I feel like I could go on for a really long time because I discovered a lot of things were kinks.
Do you have one?
I was not expecting.
The thing is, like, I am that type of person who is just like, yeah, all right. I don't think I've been surprised by anything because I, at an early age, learned the science behind foot fetishes,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
unlocked this door of like, oh, anything can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's literally like, I think the science behind it, for most of it, I don't want to speak for everyone, but they say the science behind the foot fetish specifically is that like there's a part of the brain that recognizes feet and genitalia are very close together. And sometimes it just gets
Switched.
And so for me, once I learned that, I was like, yeah, the brain's weird. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the person who
Is
married a
whatever.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
well, I mean, and also if you're familiar with any Chuck Palahniuk stuff,
Yeah.
Then you
I
know
also
that
read a
people-
lot of Chuck Palahniuk
people-
growing up.
Ah,
People
it's all
also-
starting to come together.
people also just build. I mean, and that's the tough thing where a lot of people aren't willing to kind of have that conversation that a lot of the things that they do are built off conditioning.
Mhm.
And so like a lot of things might be from prior experiences and events. So it's like, if I find, from Back to the Future, Marty's mom, a babe, a smoke show, like, and in the future, if I find any women who are like that, there's a reason why. There
Yeah.
are things that happen. And so like for me, whatever I find is weird for me is like stuff like if I were in that place, I for sure wouldn't like it. Like, could I be into this? Like, potentially.
Yeah,
right?
I think Tom and I approach a lot of these things mentally the same. Where like a lot of things in life, not just this area, but I'll be like, I know where my lines are, but most of the time I'll be like, I'll try something if it sounds like that's something I could do. So to me, there was I'm
of the same mind where it's like if I've ever heard of something that I've never heard of before, I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
I definitely think there's ones that I know there are ones that aren't for me, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it though. That's you. You do you. As long as no one's getting hurt in a way that they weren't signing up for.
And I know one for me that like I've experienced firsthand of like something I'm not willing to do was to like really go really physical and like choke somebody, and I'm like, I don't want to feel this way.
But that's where the communication comes in. Yeah. That's where communication's key.
And it's not, and that's the thing where it's like, what is weird versus what is uncomfortable, right?
Sure.
Because if it's weird for you, it may not be weird for someone else, especially if they have a trust system in that relationship. And that's
Safe
the
word.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the thing where like there has to be that trust, and that's why you kind of, you don't just jump in for anybody and all that stuff, especially if you have those specific things, unless you are and you're learning and practicing and being safe about it.
Doing workshops.
Yeah. I would say there's nothing that's really surprised me.
Yeah, and I'm a very sex
In that
positive
sense.
person, and I want everyone to have sex, a lot of sex. So
He's
like,
speaking for himself.
no, I want everyone to have sex. Like,
Yeah.
I literally talk to like a lot of my single female friends, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on with that guy? She's like, Tommy's so young. I'm like, so he's legal. It's okay. I want you to get some. Like, I just want people to have consensual, happy sex because I think the world will be a better place.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That is this week's update. Like I told you, you can ask questions about anything.
Anything.
Send them in. nerdon.tv/questions. We'll answer it. There's
Yeah.
only been a couple of times where we were like,
Nah.
no, we won't be doing that one. Or sometimes we take a question and we're like, we're going to make a whole episode on this.
Yeah, we've done that too.
So, welcome.
Hi.
If this is your first time at the update,
Yeah.
What a time to
welcome.
come in.
Quite a
Hey.
welcome.
And also, you're welcome.
You're welcome. If you are new, check out our website, nerdon.tv. It has all of the information that I'm not going to spew here on the airwaves.
That's
Go
nice
there.
of you.
And that has all of the links. Do check out that Nerd On Nation.
Mhm.
It does allow us to grow, to be the best that we can be, upgrade our
please.
content, and to keep doing this as much as we do
Yeah.
and as much as we love doing this. If you liked what you heard today, stop by, rate and review. Share us with your friends and family. That is
I mean,
how we grow.
it helps us be head and shoulders above the rest.
Oh my God. What the
Hell
fuck?
yeah! But yeah, that has been the update.
There can only be one head.
Please do
We're gonna take
remember.
that jug all the way to Venus.
Yeah.
Please do remember that this show, the live version of the show, will be changing to Mondays,
Starting?
September 20th.
There it
I
is.
had to remember dates.
I would have hopped in if you didn't. So don't worry about it.
September 20th is the first time that we will be doing this live on Twitch on Mondays, and it will start coming out on Wednesdays for all of the podcast places on Wednesdays that week.
Mhm.
And Nerd On Nation, you will get early access on Tuesdays.
Yeah. In
Yes.
fact, if you sign up for the $8 tier or above right now, you get early access to our merch with 10% off. The new anniversary mug is up there right now, only
Literally
to
just went up.
$8 and above on Patreon. It is there. Yeah,
You can go buy it. It looks yummy.
it is cool.
In fact,
I'm gonna buy it for sure.
We
Oh,
started
yeah, I'm
designing
gonna
it, and we were like, "Ooh, that looks good."
Yeah.
We had Tom Hingdon, our usual artist. He made something, and it looks great.
Yeah.
But that is today's update. Thank you so much for listening. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd on!